Hey guys, what's up? It's Loco here with Pro Guys, and I'm about to bring you a brand new video. This is a question I get asked so much. How do I become an analyst or a coach in League of Legends? Well, I can't tell you to take the exact same way I did, which is be a pro player in Korea, and then be a pro player in North America, and then be a pro player in Korea again, and then your longtime friend Andy Din will pick you up as a head coach of TSM. So yeah, that's probably not a direction that everyone can take, but I picked up a lot of analysts and coaches, and I've known a lot of them, so I can best answer this question, hopefully. I mean, first thing is you have to be a good analyst, and you have to be a good coach, and you have to have a lot of knowledge about the game. If you're not smart about the game, then yeah, you really can't start. So how do you get smart about the game? Well, first, the easiest thing you can do is, I would say, hit about diamond level in League of Legends. If you can hit diamond, then you have to know certain things about the game, and you have to learn certain things about the game. And that's just the baseline of somewhere where anyone that has an interest in video games and anyone that has a huge interest in getting better can hit diamond 5. So if that's something that's possible for you, that's something I would recommend. And another thing is looking at VOD reviews from coaches or from other analysts. So I do VOD reviews all the time on my channel, twitch.tv/Locodoco, and there's a lot of people that do VOD reviews. Even though I argue and disagree with him a lot, LS does a lot of VOD review, you can check out his. I know Reaper can do them sometime, and people will post their VOD reviews all the time. And you can really see and learn how the top tier coaches and analysts think about the game, and get a lot of information regarding how you need to start thinking about the game and what people prioritize. One thing about League of Legends is the game is always constantly changing, so being able to flow with the change and being able to be okay with the change and adapt to it and learn and pick up new information is extremely important. Now, another skill that's really incredibly important for a coach or an analyst is presentation skills. You can have all the information in the world, but if you don't know how to present, then you're not going to be able to teach players or get your ideas across. Then you're just this library of information that can't really teach other people. I would work on basic PowerPoint skills. I would work on base level presentation skills, being able to do a video and have that video be coherent and educational and allow people to learn from it. Like, those are very, very important. So now that you built up all the skills you need to be an analyst or a coach, how do you actually start? Well, there's a lot of ways you can start. I would say start at the lowest level that's possible. So that might be volunteering for a local college League of Legends team, or that might be doing some unpaid work for a challenger team or an academy team. Just anything that's out there where people are looking for League of Legends coaches, you should volunteer. It doesn't even have to be in NA. Regions like Brazil, regions like Europe will look for online analysts to do unpaid intern work, and you should do those. If you're really passionate about doing this, you are going to have to do some unpaid work and gain experience. There are so many coaches and analysts in the scene nowadays, so it's really hard to get your foot in without taking some base steps and getting better and better. And I would highly, highly recommend people to go the collegiate route, because they're constantly looking for analysts and coaches, and their bar for entry is probably the lowest in the industry. So getting started at a collegiate team would be the easiest way for someone to start doing official work. Funny enough, Dylan Falco, the head coach of Fnatic, is someone I picked up, and Parse, who's running sort of a mixture of a GM/coach role in TSM, is also an analyst I picked up. So I can actually tell you guys about how both of them started and how I ended up picking up both. Let's start with Dylan, since he recently got to finals with Fnatic. Congrats, by the way, Dylan. Dylan was doing these videos called, I think, LOL Clash with Dylan Falco or something, and it made it onto Reddit. And I took a look at the video, and he was actually doing some decent work, and with good direction, I thought he could be a great analyst and someone that could help out our team a lot. So I contacted Dylan, I asked him to do some trial work for me, and as Dylan did better and better trial work, I put him on a small salary and I started having him do more work with the players. And eventually Dylan came onto our team, and then he joined Immortals, and then he joined Envy, and then now he's with Fnatic. But that's just how he got started, by doing a lot of videos on YouTube. It definitely wasn't the first episode that I watched. I think I watched his like episode 6 or 7, and yeah, that's how he got noticed, by putting out content on YouTube and being educational and being analytic. He caught my attention and we picked him up. As for Parse, Parse was a more interesting situation. We picked up Parse much later than we picked up Dylan. Parse was part of this hive mind group that Alliance coach Leviathan had, where he just bunched up like 20 analysts from Reddit and God knows where and asked them questions, and they would answer in a hive mind way. It was crazy. It was like, I think 2014, late 2014. So after Alliance's Worlds run was over, Parse actually posted his work on Reddit, and it also got upvoted, and I got to take a look at it. And Parse was actually doing a lot of, I wouldn't say advanced, but more stuff that was very standard and very systematic that I didn't really see a lot in League of Legends. So I was starting to do scouting reports for teams we were playing versus, and Parse's version was much cleaner and had information that I never really thought about. So I immediately contacted Parse, and I had him go through the same process as Dylan, some basic trial work, and Parse killed it, and he just did a really great job. So we flew him in, we had him work with players, and ever since, Parse has been on TSM, and he's taking a bigger and bigger role. So yeah, a lot of the new coaches that you see start from a very humble beginning, and they didn't have professional player experience. Like, I think Dylan is like diamond and Parse is like silver or gold, but they were still able to get noticed by me, and I picked them up. And I think that's how a lot of analysts and coaches start out nowadays, by either doing collegiate or doing content and having that content get noticed and start working themselves up and up and up. I will warn you, like, coaching and doing analyst work is not that fun. It's a lot of misery. You're very behind the spotlight. You don't get a lot of the credit, and you have to work extremely hard. Sometimes even more so than the players. The hours put in is crazy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the pay isn't that great unless you're at the absolutely tippy top. I was very fortunate enough to be a top tier coach from start to finish, so I always got paid well, but it's not that flashy of a job. If you've been looking at like Reaper or like Young Buck or like some of the Chinese coaches and like looking at just at the shiny moments, that's not what really coaching and analyst is about, and it's more about just supporting players and putting the team in front of you. So if you're in it for the glory, it's not a path I would recommend. But if you are ready to do the grind and it's something you're extremely passionate about and you're willing to put in the work, then it's definitely a fun job when things are doing well. Like when we're winning, it's very fun. You get so much satisfaction, and getting credit back from the players is an extremely satisfying and worthwhile feeling. So yeah, I mean, if you're up for it, take a crack at it. Hopefully I gave you guys a good direction on how to be an analyst or a coach. It's a question I get asked all the time ever since I started coaching. So yeah, I hope I was able to help you guys out and send you on the right direction. Anyways, I'm not crazy. I'm just Loco. Bye!